left field. We're set for some ACC softball action. Plenty of young future softball superstars, I think, are too, between the Notre Dame Fighting Irish and the Florida State Seminoles. In the box, Grimm, Amaral, and then Karina Gaskins, the All-American first baseman, a real power hitter to clean things up. Ground ball through the infield. That'll go for a base hit for Kloss, and just like that, Harley Kloss is aboard.
We just spoke about what a...
Harping on pitches early. Here's a drop bunt attempt by Cassidy Grimm, and she's going to get in there safe. Perfectly placed in the infield. A lot of Seminoles surrounding that ball, so the Irish coming out very aggressive and already and pounce on them. Here's a 2-2. This one grounded over to short. Gets by Torres into the outfield. Rounding second, coming home. The Irish get on the board is Harley Kloss, and Amaral ends up at second base. So
they're rounding third. There's a good chance that they're going to keep going home, and that's exactly what they did here. This ball gets past Isa Torres at shortstop. Kaylee Mudge coming up to field it, goes to make the throw, and I think, honestly, I think that may have been a mistake by...
Close enough. Maybe you get lucky from the batter. Ground ball right over to first base. Ross heads to home, and Fry tags Cassidy Grimm at the plate. So Amaya Ross did not tag first, thinking about the lead runner, and it pays off for the Seminoles. They get the first out.
Nice job by Amaya Ross. Quick on her feet.
And there is the call. Time, just the movement of Fry kind of gives the indication. Fry again having difficulty, but does get this ground ball, this bunt by Rachel Allen. And so finally Florida State has their first out on that. But Fry getting a workout, which she's used to. So Notre Dame's had to rely on, the other 8 around her to try and get some runners across. Here's a ground ball over to short. Torres looks to her right at third. She goes over to first for the second out.
Now and then.
You're part of that crew. This one popped on the infield, and Danley is underneath it and ends the top of the first for the Irish. However, Notre Dame comes away with 2 runs. Slow motion based on how that one came across. Mudge gets a hold of this one to deep center field, going back and off the wall. Winchell can't get it. Mudge is rounding second. She's going to head to third, standing up, and the ball finally reaches back into the infield. So what a start for Florida State off that 2-run first inning for the Irish.
Beecham has all the potential in the world to change the game with one swing of the bat.
This one lined over the head of Ann Holloway, and Mudge will score.
This pitch was on the inside part of the plate. Becker tries to jam Beecham. Unable to do it. Beecham's so strong, she's able to muscle that. Beecham is just packed, and you're playing 2 really scrappy teams.
Ocho, Haley Harding, and it beans Jason Beecham in the back, headed for third base, so she will stay at third. She will get in. So the opposite field ground ball by Kaylee Harding in big-time games. This one driven right at second. Amaral right in perfect position. Nice little snag to her left, one away. The pipe. 3-1 pitch. Torres takes it, and that will load the bases for the Seminoles. So the threat still very much alive. Grounder right back to the circle, goes to home for 1, and unable to get Ross at first to continue the inning. But Notre Dame keeps it a 1-run ball game and has the lead still at 2-1 season by chance. Grounder over to second base. Amaral's there to glove it and heads to first to retire the Seminoles in the first. Bulls get one back in what's been an action-packed game. Storied school, that is a storied program. Tons of storied programs forever, as Devin Flaherty unable to handle that ground ball. Shot off the bat of Anna Holloway. So a rare infield mistake by number 9 as the Irish with their first base runner here in the...
She's been there, she's done that, so she knows how to be able to flush mistakes like that and move forward.
Foul tip strikeout for Tran, and so Notre Dame decked out in the all whites tonight. Florida State in the alternate garnet jerseys. There's a strikeout to Claus. That's a big punch out.
That's what they like to call her.
It's an opposite field line drive base hit over the glove of Flaherty, and so Grimm gets on board again. The 2-out piece of hitting.
Ashton's dad, Michael, are sitting up above the bullpen.
A ground ball to Issa Torres. Amaral is retired on the ground ball to the shortstop for Florida State. 2-1 Notre Dame as we head home. The woman who started it all. As Flaherty takes this pitch inside, and she will start things off here in the second inning for the Noles with a leadoff walk. Just can't allow those free bases for Florida State. Here's a drop bunt attempt by Fry. She's going to head to first. She is out, but does her job at advancing Flaherty. Excellent job by Cassidy Grimm over at third base, charging that ball to Green. Very heartfelt by Kaylee Mudge. And she does her well with this at-bat, drawing a 4-pitch walk.
Like we previously said, Becker normally does a fantastic job of hitting her spots, getting ahead in the count. That's
the 3-2. Beecham pops this one out in the shallow right field, and that is caught in right by Cronenberger. Excellent diving catch, battling the sun.
Kaylee Harding with 9 home runs, leading the team, 45 RBIs.
This one lifted to left field, but in position is Tran, and that will retire the side. So score remains the same. Couple runners on, but nothing doing for the Noles. Speaking of which, that's the nickname for Karina Gaskins for Notre Dame, his dad.
Yes, it is.
Opposite Carly Cross, mom. And dad gets frozen up by Danley. Ground ball over to short. Torres bounces off her glove, stays with it, but is not going to be able to track down Allen. So a couple more troubles here for FSU in the infield. Bouncer over to second. Flaherty steps on the bag at second for one, but will not get Cronenberger. So force out on the fielder's choice
for her if she gets in a tough spot. But this year, Coach Alameda needed her. She needed her to be able to go right in. She was kind of thrown into the fire a little bit, and she has done phenomenal so far.
Another strikeout.
Great pitcher of the year, so she is a true inspiration.
Her grounder over to second base. Amaral getting some healthy amount of work over there at the number 4 spot, and number 4 turns it over to first. Torres, ground ball over to short, and Holloway able to gun down Torres. A lot of speed coming out of number 3. Quickly 2 outs here for Shannon Becker and the Irish. 7-8 right now in the conference. Probably not going to get the job done as Ross with an opposite field ground ball that gets through the infield. So Ross is aboard for the first time.
And
Ross is going to test it early. Ross throws it down and gets underneath the tag of Holloway. You ask and you shall receive, Miss Kaylin Arnold.
That's what I wanted to see. I wanted been through the trenches as a pitcher, so.
Max skies this one to right center field, and Cronenberger will get under it. That will eliminate the threat for the Noles here in the bottom of the third. It remains 2-1 Irish. Throwing bunt with that infield back. Takes a swing, pops it up shallow center field, and Harp needing to charge that one and shares a laugh with Devin Flaherty. All smiles. She's in the 9 spot. So if you can get her going as your 9 hitter. Chopped right to Danley. Easy pitch and catch over to Amaya Ross for out number 2. So after a very active first heel.
Such a hard thing to experience.
Ground ball over to Flaherty, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Danley and the Seminoles in the top of the 4th. That ball avoided her and her teammates. 2-2, opposite field, down the line for a base hit. Flaherty rounds first. She's going to charge in for second. Throw to second, not in time. Leadoff double for Devin Flaherty.
Here, I can do this.
Drop bunt attempt by Maddie Fry. Heads to first. She will be thrown out by Kloss, but advances Flaherty. So both of Fry's at-bats all about dropping the bunt and advancing the...
I mean, both of the pitchers have done a great job with their off speeds. It's a nice little flip change.
Mudge sits back on this one. That'll fall for a base hit to center field. Flaherty will trot home, and that will tie the ball game. Mudge coming up big with that RBI single, and we have a 2-2 ball game here in the bottom of the fourth.
Gosh, the most effective pitch. If you want to be a solid pitcher, you've got to be able to throw that changeup.
Another base hit for FSU. Beecham through the middle. Belvi reaches third base. And so a couple of singles here for the Seminoles. We're getting things going. All of college softball as well. Those two have really had a lot placed at their feet. Harding sends this one deep to center field, and it is out of here. The one they call Ocho is oh so good once again. A 3-run bomb for number 8. And the Seminoles have their first lead of the game, 5-2.
And that situation is exactly what they wanted to. Surprise, Harding has all the potential.
That's a hard hit ball on the ground for a base hit. The Noles are just taking whacks and hacks here in the fourth.
Zone in and focus on one pitch at a time. Not trying to do too much, not trying to be the hero.
This one ripped by Torres. However, Tran working to her right does a nice job of tracking it. Ross rips it past the glove of Amaral. That'll go shooting, blazing to the wall. The miscommunication on the base pass as Kerr gets held up at second, and Ross was all the way close to second base, at least 80-85% of the way there, and had to
need to do to be successful. We're going to see her up and down in the zone, so with that rise and drop.
Ground ball by Hart. That gets past Holloway. Rounding third is Kerr, and she is safe sliding in. Left hand first. Beats the tag by Kloss. And the Seminoles advance their lead now to 4. It's 6-2.
Nice job by Harp. She got on top of that ball, and Kerr turns on the wheels, and that's a close play at home, but I do see she slides in safe.
Shutouts on the year, and enters this game with already 90-plus innings of work. Make it 91 overall as she gets the ground out to retire Flaherty and the Noles. With Maddie Fry, she probably has a lot of adrenaline pumping through her veins as well. Ground ball, hard shot over to first. Tagging on the bag is Angeli Bueno, who's in at first base, taking over for Amaya Ross. Volleyball at the Notre Dame High School in Salinas, California. I guess she was called for that. This is a nice shot off the wall in right field, and Amaral has another base hit, sliding into second base. Catcher, a 1999 All-Big East catcher. Gaskins draws her 45th walk of the season. So she'll just continue to chop. This one grounded. Danley gets a glove on it. We'll get the lead runner Amaral at third base. Throw by Beecham to first, not in time. A good, solid, efficient infielding by Florida State. Front of the line, right to Beecham. What a snag by the freshman, number 42. Jump. This one whacked as a fly ball into right field. That's where Cronenberger settles in and makes the catch for the fly out. A single, has a walk. Brought a runner in, and she scored a run. And just like that, Mudge is caught looking. So a little uncharacteristic for Kaylee Mudge, but also has an RBI and a run. And gets called for strike 3 outside corner. So Laudenslager taking on Bryn Bosnanski. Bosnanski grounds this one fair, just inside the bag. Bueno there to tag or step on the first base.
Line up so many times, but because Ashton Danley has been so efficient up until this point, there you go, going away with another strikeout. I mean, about being a softball pitcher is that you can have a high pitch count, and it's not ideal, but it's not a huge problem.
Danley continues to rock and roll. 100 pitch ends the 6th.
That smile.
Nobody really has wanted that tonight. Danley's been excellent with 100 pitches, and that changeup off speed's been great. Another fly ball deep, this time to right field. So Krodenberger, who's in that 4 spot, you know everybody has the potential to go off.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there were a couple different options that we see for this Florida State lineup moving forward, having different subs, different people in different positions. Just try to find out what works best for the team until they're able to get Edenfield back.
Again, we mentioned Michaela Edenfield out indefinitely with the broken finger that she suffered during the Louisville series last weekend. First pitch swing by Torres, and that one is lined, a soft liner to Addison Amaral. They really want her as their leadoff hitter consistently. They do tend to move her around a little bit, though, but ground ball to Torres, and Torres able to gun down cross, a big out to start. One of the players that has really grown the most from the start of the season up till now, according to Coach Ganef. And she draws a 1-out walk.
World Series.
This one skied on the infield by Amaral. Beecham calling for it, waving off Wilson. And she gets the second out here in the top of the 7th.
Eyes and a curve, so getting underneath it a little too much.
What will E-Dub throw here? This one tagged by Gaskins, but caught by Mudge, and that will end the game. Florida State takes the first game of this 3-game set in a 6-2 finish.